Hi, Sagittarius. Happy Libra season. Ooh, lots of energy this season, and Venus is going into your sign on the 7th, which is going to be beautiful for you. Yes. This is what we want to see. The new moon in Libra is going to be very important for you. First out. Also, Libra season is going to help you move forward from anything that you've had a hard time moving forward from. It's going to give you the energy. Mars and Libra give you the energy. Your sign going into Venus give you the energy to do what you want to do. What I was getting before this, like your energy is like very external. So let yourself go out. If you're not someone who, even if you work a lot or whatever, like plan a night out for yourself this month. If you can't like just hang out with friends or whatever, like plan some events for yourself, because it will be very helpful to get all that excess energy out, and also just maybe even make connections due to work. You might even make some really awesome connections that you may not have made if you didn't. And it's all about how you feel about moving forward, regardless of who's following you, who's with you, what's happening. And it's very much a Libra thing right now. That's their energy. So it's probably shifting everyone's energy as the signs do. As they grow, we grow with everyone. And so Libra is really learning how to be so about themselves in a way that if you know them, you know it's about everyone else too. So it's very Jupiter. So Jupiter ruling your sign, you understand that. And then by the end of the month, everything goes direct, and it's going to be even more beneficial for you. So and I know you've been doing a lot of hard work, especially internally, of like holding yourself back from certain things and really committing to that, and committing to not taking anything less than you really deserve. That's another thing. It's just like you get it now. You get that there was a part of you, and Venus in Scorpio probably helped show you where this attachment was. And by the time Venus turns into your sign, it may even change, because you really see where it is that you have been, you've been putting in work. But not only that, you feel very confident. So now you see things a little differently, and it becomes so much easier for you to move forward. But you will have, anytime you're feeling frustrated, just go have some fun. Go find a way to relax or do something that you want to do, because you have this realization during Mercury retrograde that really allows your heart to move forward from something that you didn't even realize needed the space. And like, it's possible that life is even constructing you in a certain way to be alone at certain times. Like, if people bail or things fall through, or some event changes this month, and I think that will for you, for all of us, we're going to have surprises. But it's really important for you to remain grounded and in your worth, because you know that this is just redirecting you so that you have this, like the full experience of that safety, security. It's not, things are moving fast regardless. And I actually had this thought today, which I think you'll really like. It's about cars. Actually, was it yesterday? It was last night on my way home. I was driving, and when you round corners, even like on the highway or anywhere, if you're driving a car, when you go faster, you realize it becomes more grounded and easier to control. The more that you slow down when you come those corners, you allow the wind to kind of take you. That's very Libran too. So when the pedal is down and you're going, stay the course. Don't slow down for something or situation that has hurt you. Only slow down for you. If there's maybe by the 7th, which is next week, you'll experience that expansion due to Venus being in your sign, and that power to stand behind what it is that you're worth, what you deserve. Venus is love and money in every aspect of your life, and you'll have so much strength to decide that instead. And it's possible if your partner, this person, wants that too. It's just about it's just about whatever is coming up during Mercury retrograde is for you and from the past. So knowing that you can look at it and learn from it like you have, but like not react from it the way you, not be so triggered. Like this month is a great month to, and last month was for you too, a lot of self-control. So this month is very much letting that really come to the end, because we're coming to your season. Next month, Scorpio season is always hard for everyone, and this one's going to be, you know, not so easy. And then we have eclipse season, and by the time the eclipse comes, it's going to be another huge change in your life, but for the better. And we want that you to be secure in that, and knowing that whatever's happening, you're expanding, but you want to take care of yourself too. You want to take care of what's important to you. And as long as you're coming from that place of fairness, and hearing other people out, because for some of you out there, you're going to have to resolve, or you may resolve some relationships that you probably didn't even think were resolvable. And where you're going to resolve them and realize is that it's a very much more of an internal thing, that you may have the chance to talk to this person, and the opportunity may provide itself. It's just really important to know when. And that's another thing, Libra season is like only when you're feeling in your place. And there'll just be probably a few days where you may feel low, but that's what happens before we feel so high. We get down, there is a low, there is a heart-opening moment, maybe even an emotional moment that you have. And I think it's someone that you really respond to and feel safe to feel emotional around. So therefore you can open up to that person. And therefore opens up to you. In this conversation, for some of you very specific, is really important, bottom of the deck, because it helps you choose this, which helps you maintain this rebirth and how fast it goes. Especially, you know, Venus being in Scorpio, utilize it, right? And this is just a really great month for you to feel so confident, so strong, so aware of how much you've grown, how much you've allowed yourself the space to expand and to speak with this sureness of what you want, where you're going, and how you see your long-term. Last month was all about the long-term for everyone, and you're coming to this acceptance now that like this month is very much like for everyone, and I'm saying this like to every sign because it's keeps coming back up, is like last month was that chalk, when you write with chalk, and not so easy for everyone else, maybe there's a better example, but or even when you're drilling something and all of the or even cutting through wood and you have all the sawdust and you have to blow it off and wipe it away just to see and clear the path. And this month is that final blow for everyone, where it's like Libra season's like whatever is not a part of this is out, because luck is so much on your side. So the Two of Swords becoming the Four of Swords is all about how you utilize your voice and how you state how you feel, and knowing and being confident in all of those feelings that you have. The contentness will fall over you by the time that, or even wash over you. I'd say fall probably for you, like standing under a waterfall, like by the end of the season, when everything goes direct, and you're going to consistently feel this upward of energy throughout the month. So again, major realizations for some of you in terms of relationships, in terms of what you're willing to look past or compromise on. This is also about compromise. This month is very much relationship oriented. It's very Libra and very Venusian. So having these conversations are extremely helpful, but it's also knowing that you're confidently going because that's what you're committing to now. So we have the Six of Wands, Two of Cups, Six of Pentacles. It's like, no, you're where you were once lacking, you are now gaining. And then where you were once gaining lack, it's now falling away. Because once you start to really ride this, because you're action oriented, but when it's internal, like what can you really do? Well, it's doing the justice for yourself first by saying no to this, no to self-sabotage with yourself, no to whatever that thing is. And for a lot of you, I know it can be that, because temptation for you is very Venus and Scorpio. It's like temptation. And you know that a lot of times your temptation is very instant gratification, like you get the quick fix and then it falls away. And this is no longer about the quick fix. You're willing to take the pain now, because in Libra season's kind of like, you gotta. So it's just like, hey, let's do this, because you want your season like that. You want that eclipse to be boosting you higher. There will be, moments of like, okay, some shit has to really fall away, but that's what this time is all about. Because you know how you don't want to fall back this month, and you don't want anyone else to assist in that or be the catalyst for that. So yeah, and just like, chill out, go hang out with some friends, go out, have fun this month. Like, even with all this other stuff, it's like you just want to like be out there. Like, this is how you want to live your life, this is what you want to do, and you're setting the stones for it, and and you just regain, like, for some of you regain this sense of like childlike, kid-like, but very also this other mature side of you, of this behavior where you've missed it for so long. It's like it comes back and you're like, oh, this is what I've been missing, and it could be someone coming back into your life who also provides that energy where you're like, oh shit, like that's what I needed, So fuck all the bullshit this month, honestly. All the information to work with me is below. Payment options are below, and we'll take a look at the cards in the next part. All right, Sag, happy Libra season, and I'll see you next month. Hi, Sag. I want the background noise to be there, but I'm pretty sure you can still hear me, just like sounds of cars and stuff on purpose for you. I feel like this month for you in the beginning is a lot of up and down, and it feels like it's Venus in your sign, and Libra season is helping balance you out. So you might have a lot of fleeting thoughts, but the most important thing is that you're committing to, so the sixes here on either side, that you're committing to moving through confidently the things that were once not good for you, the things that once kept you low. This thought came to my head it was today, this morning when I was cleaning, that sometimes, people that complain about, the best way to put it is like your prices being too high, or complaining about, basically like that your worth is higher, and it's because their worth is lower. But it doesn't mean that it doesn't hurt to see how people have felt. And you're a sign that usually just moves past and things, and you have your moments where you joke about things that aren't, maybe shouldn't be joked about, but you're sensitive right now before Venus moves into your sign. And you've seen in what Scorpio and Libra season, this Mercury retrograde has brought up for you, is that you can still confidently move forward from those situations that do hurt a little, because showing it to yourself, allowing yourself to be very open with yourself and open communication with the people that you love in your life, you're able to say, hey, like, I get it, or not even say I get it, not even go along with it, and just say, hey, like, I'm just feeling sensitive right now and I need that respected, right? Or you can choose to just not engage with those people at this time. Like, it's because by the time Venus hits your sign, you're just going to want to have fun anyway, but you need to know your worth when you're having fun, because that can go out the window sometimes. And we want you to have fun and still really do well this month, because you have a lot to say that's very good for the foundation, and it's like you need to know it and see it and believe it in yourself. So it's very like a full-on introspective month. It's very much that introverted, extroverted month for you, where you feel yourself preparing for your season already. You feel yourself knowing like, oh, I need to know this because when it gets to my season and things are really lit, like I don't want to go through Scorpio season, and I'm saying this like every sign, like why it's important this month to live out the balance that is being shown up, live and like and to like see it for what it is because the Libra season is being very clear and concise with their wisdom right now. And it's like, if you want to hear it and listen to it is one thing, but if you want to actually use it is a whole nother thing and can set the course moving forward differently. Because this is going to be necessary for next month. This is like the end of the month when everything goes direct. You'll understand why things needed to be said, what wasn't being talked about with someone that's in your life that's really important to you, whether it's your people you work with or your partnership. Because you want something that's, even though you want to be free, there's something really freeing about having security with you right now. And you know you want that, and it's really important that that's how you get from the 2 to the 4, is to be willing to be really uncomfortable having the vulnerable conversations that aren't always light and breezy, but then they become that after. So it's just that first step. And you're going to understand how like you've kind of been preparing for that anyway, because look at the opposition here. It's like very obvious, 2, 2. Then we have the 2 pentacles over here. And then these 2. So it's like Libra season is not trying to hurt you. It's trying to show you that where you've been hurt there is movement here. And now you have the ability to talk about it because you needed space. You needed to just work on yourself and be independent for a moment to understand why this is happening for you specifically. And to know where these relationships are at, because when Venus moves into your sign, it's going to become very apparent. And like Jupiter goes direct, so much good is going to keep growing. And you need people around you who support that, support your worth and the growing of worth. And not that you need people, but this month is a lot about relationships. And like you start with justice, it's a lot about relationships in your life. And how, like, what is the value between you two, between anyone in your life and you? Like, is it money related? Is it love, romantic, family love? Like, what does that look like for you? And you're kind of evaluating that because in your seat, when you just want to, and then when Venus moves into your sign, you just want to have like fun. And you're not going to want to have to worry about X, Y, and Z. And it's not that you need to be worried about it at all, but you don't want to have it in your head at all. Like, there's no need to go there. Because you are going to be very clear on what and how, and how you say what you say by the end of this month, and you feel very in your worth. So it's going to be like a switch that flips if it hasn't already. Like, it already has shown you light, but then there's like this full-on switch that is very, again, that extroverted, that introvert, extrovert, introvert type. And it feels very easy to be there by the end of the month. Like, really easy to be there. You may wonder, like, why have I been fighting this? No, you've been there, plenty of times. Like, no matter what you're doing and you're fully into it, you're there. But this time it's different because you're actually not having to do too much. You're just simply saying and doing as you are and how you feel and what you've been thinking about. And now you understand, and Mercury retrograde is really clearing that up for you, making it very obvious, like black and white, of what and where and who and why and how. And you have the energy to like, oh, okay, to like be okay with it, whatever it is. It still doesn't mean it's not going to hurt or hasn't caused harm in your life somehow, but it's better to know for yourself. And for what you want to, like what you really want by the end of the month. So I do think this is about you speaking it out loud, like boundaries with yourself, or even like literally speaking out. But it's really important for you to write them down too, especially on the full moon. Even though actually the Libra new moon can be really important for you, because by the Libra new moon you'll understand this will make more sense to you by then. So by the 6th, this will make a lot more sense to you. But by the end of the month, if you want those, so like write it down or get clear by the 6th, at least as clear as you can be. I'm not saying like go get clear. How do you do that? Well, just as clear as you can be by seeing and accepting, dissolving, resolving certain things within you, and then that helps you do that outside of yourself, because a lot's going to come to fruition by the end of the month when everything goes direct, and you'll be glad you did. All right, Sag? Lively. It's a very lively month. All the information to work with me is below. Payment options are below, and all that good stuff. Thank you so much. I love you, and I will see you next month.